Hey guys, welcome back to the Sonic Fan Game Showcase and my final pre-recorded coverage of Sage 2025. Sage has been a ton of fun this year, but we do only have about a week to be able to hit on for Sage. So, therefore, sadly, for the saddest of moments, this is my final pre-recorded episode of my coverage for Sage 2025. But the day that this is being uploaded, I'm also streaming for the second time during Sage, so I guess pay attention to that if you wanted to look at some more Sage games before the entire event ends. Either way, for this final thing, I wanted to go ahead and cover the game that's called Sonic the Hedgehog XA, because it's very interesting, very interesting. This game's made by Luxamuck and is actually a PS1 game, which is mind-blowing. It's goddamn mind-blowing because in prior years for Sage, I have looked at games that are on real hardware. I've looked on Sonic games that were made for the Sega Saturn, but I've never looked at a Sonic game that was made for the PlayStation 1. So let me go ahead and read the description. Sonic the Hedgehog XA is an open-source fan game inspired by the classic Sonic games from the Sega Genesis. It was built from scratch by a single person using the C language and the PlayStation Noobs SDK, and a lot of tools and scripts created for the sole purpose of building this game. Sonic XA is a game that runs on PlayStation 1, so to play it, you'll actually need an emulator or burn the game to a proper CD so you can play it on your home console. Though this game's development first started as a sole interest in building a Sonic engine for the PS1, it has now become a proper game with levels, enemies, bosses, etc. So this is meant to be a full game, but very interestingly, somebody decided to make a Sonic game for the PlayStation. It'd be kind of like if Sonic went multi-platform way before he actually did go multi-platform. Maybe that would have saved Sonic a bit. I don't really know. I mean, I love the Saturn. The Saturn has a lot of good games. It was just kind of like the fucking... It was the doornail for fucking Sega and all that stuff. But yes, we're playing Sonic XA, and the very interesting part is we're playing this on real hardware, or at least a form of real hardware. We're not playing this on my PS1 because I don't know where my CDR is right now. I can't really burn everything if I don't know where my discs are. So instead, I'm playing this on my PS3 in order to use its PS1 emulator. And the PS1 emulation on PS3 is not completely accurate, but hell, it's got an extremely high level of accuracy. So this is going to be almost like what it's playing like on a PS1, but with a lot better graphics. So when I saw this game at Sage being one of the games that you actually had to burn to play, I knew that I had to play it, because I've played games where they were on the Saturn and all that during Sage. And I always had a lot of fun playing those just because of how unique and how much work was put in to actually make a game on a console like that. So those always grab my eyes whenever I see it. So either way, enough talking about this. Let's go ahead and get this game started. Of course, this is on a PlayStation 1, so it is, you know, got load times and all that. Either way, oh god, you got 3 playable characters at the beginning. You got Sunak, you got Tools, and you got Chuckles, as well as Darkness character that we can never tell. Either way, the only way to unlock the Darkness character is by beating the game with one of the main characters. So I guess it could be Sonic, I guess it could be Tails, but no, I gotta be Knuckles. Knock, knock, it's Knuckles. I'm here to beat your ass. He's here for our final episode of Sage 2025. It's been fun. There's been a lot of cool games this year, but as you can see, it seems like we're in Wood Zone from, what's it called, Sonic 2. But I can't seem to find a way to turn on a HUD. They did say that there are recommended emulators that you should be using for this game, so it could just be that the official PS1 emulator is not recommended for this game, but I want to try it out on PS3 hardware because I'm not sure if the developers ever tried it out on that, or if it's even like one of the recommended emulators. I wasn't able to find a list, even though they said there's a list for it, so I wasn't able to really figure out like if this is something that's recommended, but hell, that's the power of playtesting and all of that. Either way, this game pretty much plays like a regular classic Sonic game, like physics fit really goddamn well. But yeah, you use the D-pad to walk back and forwards, you jump with X only. You got the spin dash, Knuckles has the glide. I think he's got climbing. Let me go ahead and see if he can climb. though he already just beat the level, so it's not like I can figure out if he's climbing or not. But yeah, there's no HUD right now. Not that you really need one, because, you know, if you don't have a live system, I'm completely okay with that, because I don't like live systems in general. So I'm okay with that stuff. But there is supposedly, what is it called? There are 4 different levels with a couple of zones each. That first one is called Shirley Woods Zone, and this one is called Amazing Ocean Zone. It's amazing! Either way, as you can see, it pretty much replicates the Genesis style of sprites pretty goddamn well. I mean, it looks a lot like what a ROM hack would look like, because usually ROM hacks look so much nicer than the official games. Like, games like Sonic 1 and 2, I think look ugly as fuck. But I think Sonic 3 looks really, really nice. So this game definitely takes after the Sonic 3 and Knuckles Chaotix kind of art style, the kind of more detailed kind of thing. Not that I completely hate the art styles of Sonic 1 and 2. I just think they're just, you know, they're inferior. They're inferior, god damn it. But yeah, this game pretty much in my experience, it seems like it replicates the physics of the original Sonic games pretty goddamn accurately. 'Cause I can do the things in Sonic 3 in this game that I usually do in Sonic 3, so all works out pretty well for me. It's also nice that there's 3 different playable characters. I think I've only ever tried out Knuckles and Tails, or Knuckles and Sonic before, so I don't know if Tails works exactly how he's supposed to work, but I don't know. Oh, there's a switch. You gotta hit all the switches. There's a lot of different switches right here. I don't know what any of that does. I gotta solve the puzzle, damn it. Do we have to try and hit every single one of the switches in one go? No, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. What am I supposed to be doing right now? Maybe there's like a certain order I gotta hit all of them in, because I'm supposed to be like turning on this thing. So left, middle, right? Maybe it's middle, left, right? Or maybe I'm not even supposed to be up here right now, and this is not the correct area. Let's go down. Yay, they even have the slowing down all of your everything in water. I love slowing down everything and hurting myself. Oh no. Oh no, I'm dead. But yeah, I guess as this is the final episode of my Sage coverage for the year, I should probably also go ahead and like share my thoughts about how Sage was this year. I definitely had a lot of fun with it. There were a lot more, indie games than there were Sonic fan games. So I usually cover Sage and love talking about the fan game portion of it all. So it's not that it was bad, just that the fact that this year's Sage was a little bit different than what I usually target on, because there were a lot of really cool indie games this year. I just don't focus a lot on indie games. When I did, they were really cool. And the Sonic fan games, they've been good this year. There's just not been as many. I need, you know, as I say, it's quality over quantity. But in my world, nah, it's always going to be quantity over quality. I need more things to think about. Also, I guess I found myself an extra life. Not like I have a lives counter right now to be able to track, but whatever. What am I supposed to do here then? Because I jumped through the ground right there. Was there someplace I was supposed to go? Or am I supposed to try and solve the puzzle of the Great Wall? The Great Wall of... I don't even know. Run into the wall. Maybe I'll clip through at some point. What the fuck am I supposed to do here now? Huh. Maybe it's just the emulator's fault. Maybe there's something like pointing to like tell me like, oh, you're supposed to do middle first, then bottom or something like that. Maybe it could just... Because it shows in the screenshots that there is a HUD. There is a HUD. It's just the problem with the PS3 emulation. I wanted to try it out. I wanted to know what the truth was. So when you guys play this on like an emulator or on actual hardware by burning a disc, you guys should see some type of UI. And somehow I just butt-fucked it, and somehow I figured out how to fucking solve it. Sometimes trial and error is your best friend. But yeah, there's just not been as many fan games, in my opinion. Though still, they've been of very high quality. So I'm impressed by this year. I'm impressed by this year. I hope there's more fan games next year, because I love fan games. I love them very much. Anyway, next level, we all know it to be true. Fucking Green Hill Zone. It's a fan game. It's not an official game, so I don't have to complain. But, you know, I've seen Green Hill Zone far too many times. But it makes me wonder, if this game is labeled as, like, being open source, I wonder if people are going to be able to make their own like not, I mean, I guess it would be kind of like a ROM hack in that way, but you can make your own PlayStation 1 Sonic games. I think that would actually be like kind of cool. I think that would be kind of cool. Though I don't know why you would want to do it when you could just ROM hack like an actual game. Though I think it would be impressive if people actually start doing that. That would actually be really cool. That'd be really cool. But yeah, I bet with a HUD, this would look a lot more official. This looks like a, like in the demo areas of all the Sonic games where they remove the HUD just because. Just because Knuckles likes rubbing himself on things. Jesus, I was going fast. Knuckles was like, ah, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go fast as fuck, boy. I like gliding. It makes me feel happy. There you go. There we go. But yeah, this is meant to be Green Hill Zone. So that's kind of cool. Let's see. Let's see. Also, they write down here why it's called Sonic ZA. Sonic. I love Sonic. That Sonic the Zone Cop is my favorite character. And they wrote down why it's called Sonic XA, not ZA, XA. One thing that may raise an eyebrow is the reason or meaning of XA in the name. This is simply a nod to an audio file format that is very popular on PS1. Okay. The XA format. Stylization of a name on the logo is a subtle nod to Sonic ZD. CZD. I love Sonic ZD, but I'm not sure what game that is. Sonic CD. That's kind of cool. It'd be like if we called it Sonic Laserdisc. My Sonic Laserdisc will... Fuck yeah. I like the sprites, though. They're not exactly like classic Sonic sprites, but that's okay. They look kind of more Mania-ish or like Knuckles Chaotic-ish. I always like the sprites from Knuckles Chaotix, even though I have yet to even like beat that game, nor play it on the channel yet. So someday we'll play Knuckles Chaotix. I just have to, you know, hate myself enough to be able to play it. By the way, this is, well, the Green Hill Zone boss. Let's see. Now you are dead. All right. Do we get to jump on the capsule, or there we go. If I don't get to jump on the capsule at least once, then the game's over and all that stuff. This game used the XA format for level music, hence the given name, but has dropped XA audio entirely by now. This was done because the XA format did not allow for high-quality audio. Level music now uses Redberg audio. Thanks for playing Sage 2025. Good stuff. I mean, it's impressive. It's impressive anytime anybody decides to make a game that is actually on some kind of console. It's just really cool, in my opinion. The kind of work that takes a lot more than anything else. A lot more than using an engine that's already made or a framework, even though those are impressive too. But making a game completely from scratch, now that is also very impressive. Either way, once you beat the entire game with one character, it should allow me to restart the game real quick. To restart the game. Let's see, what else was I reading? They switched over to Redbook Audio, which will have a lot of difference when the game is played with good audio output, especially on a PS1 with a CRT screen. That would be cool to see. Let's see, I might have borked it. I might have borked it. I don't know what's going on. There we go, I got the game back. I don't know what was going on there. I guess it just had a lot more time loading. Either way, it should make it so that now I can actually pick Amy as a playable character. So if you beat the game, if you beat those 3 levels with any of the main characters, you then get to play as Amy. So I wonder what's different with her. I think it's the Amy from Mania. It's not like Advanced Amy. It's Mania Amy, which I'm okay with. She's even got the fucking hammer jump. Well, now I'm actually forced to go all over all of the platforming, since I'm no longer Knuckles and can just brute force everything with gliding. Get him, Amy. Use the insta-shield, pretty much. But it's cool they have a playable Amy. Once you add a playable Blaze, then I will literally shit my pants and play this game for hours. But that's because I'm a simp. I am most definitely a simp. But it's nice to have, like, 4 different playable characters, all of them acting like their modern versions. Because Sonic pretty much just plays, like, a modern classic Sonic. And I'm going to bet Tails has the fly, and then Knuckles has his glide and all that. He's got his glide, and then Amy's got her moveset from, no, it's not from Mania. It's from, Sonic Origins Plus. Sonic Origins Plus, that's where you get this gameplay style. Because she's not in Mania, it's from Origins Plus. I haven't played a lot of Origins, and I don't even know if I own the Origins Plus DLC, so I don't even remember if I've done that before, but I wanted to read more on this page. So they've got cool stuff on it. So yeah, let's see. For information on how to properly run this game, please refer to the page's supported consoles and emulators and controls, which I believe also you have a pause button, which pausing this right now made Amy look really weird right there. I want to go ahead and look at their website to see what is labeled as, like, it's in Portuguese. Let me go ahead and Google Translate that. I want to see where it's like, what its emulators are. Like, what's the specific emulator that this will run on? Looking for a page that's called Supported Consoles. Supported? I don't want to support people. Let's see. It supports DuckStation, PSX Redux, and Mednafin. It doesn't label anything like playing it on a PS3, so that's the reason why this doesn't look exactly what you guys are going to look like, but it's impressive because it's running at 60 FPS even on a PS3, so it's impressive it runs on here anyway, so I'm impressed-amundo. Sure has a little bit of slowdown, but, you know, we're in water. Therefore, slowdown is just a thing in the Sonic series when we're in water. When we're in water, we're in pain without love. Someday, somebody's going to make a Sonic fan game about my favorite Sonic character ever, Jordan. It's my favorite. What does he do? He does nothing. He fuels guns with his dick, which is a very interesting power to have. But, you know, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. But, yeah, I'd definitely be excited to see if there'd be, like, some way of implementing a story for this game, or, like, more levels, more boss fights, and all that stuff. I'd be excited to play this one again just to see what more is developed. Like, if you could put FMVs in here, that would actually be pretty badass. 'Cause, you know, the PS1 era, the Sega CD era, all that has, well, it has its love of fucking, what's it called? FMVs. Okay, I don't know what I did to brute force this the first time. Do all the things you're supposed to do, and then do them again. I don't know. I'm gonna guess it was that. Nope, it was not that. What did I do? How did I do it? I just, you know, fuck around with the order. I bet if I could actually see the HUD, maybe this wouldn't be me randomly blindly hitting buttons. I'm glad I was even able to get through this part without even being able to see. It's like, what do I do? I have created my own pain, my own suffering. But I'd love to be able to see if this run. I somehow opened it. I'd love to see if how well this one runs on an actual PS1 as well. Maybe at some point, if this game does get an update, you guys go ahead and tell me so that I can then find all my CDs, burn off a copy, and see if it'll actually work on my original PS1. Of course, it won't look as nice because it's a, you know, PS1 versus a PS3, but I'd be excited to learn how to do that. There is one extra level. Let's see. ZA also, or XA also has a test level that was mostly used as an engine test, but also proves to be challenging and fun to play. These levels can be played with the option play test levels on the main menu. I can't even figure out how to run the main menu, so that could be a bit of a problem. Let me see if I go ahead and reset the game. Maybe, just maybe, I can find a way to get to that option. I can find a way to end up there. Maybe, possibly. But yeah, I definitely had a shit ton of fun during this year's Sage. It was great being able to see a lot of cool fan games, and during the stream, it was great seeing all of the developers like talk about their game and be excited for it. So I'm just excited when other people are excited. It's just weird like that, you know? Just weird like that. But yeah, thanks to Luxmuck again for just making a really cool game. Now I gotta figure out how to navigate a menu. Maybe I go down. Then I hit A. No. Maybe I... also, it's resetting the game removes your access to Amy. Alright, well, that happens. That happens. So I really like the sprites. The sprite work is nice. Either way, I'm probably gonna go ahead and end this episode here. So, like I said, this is my last video for Sage. So, after this point, I'm going back to playing some more Digimon World. I need to go ahead and get that done before Digimon Story Time Stranger comes out on October 3rd. So, I gotta start working quick to finish up that game. But I want to thank you everybody for watching all of my coverage from Sage, even if it is just one video. I want to thank you all for coming out to watch all these cool things, and I want to thank every single one of the developers for putting their games out to Sage just for people to try them. It's the best way for you to get all of that networking and that praise that you most definitely need. Either way, I don't have much else to say. This has been Sonic XA, and I'll see you guys next time on the Sonic Fan Game Showcase, and if Sage 2026 happens at some point. And before I end this episode, I want to thank all of my YouTube members, including the Disciples of Epsilon, Spiral, Kokery, Swordman, Shell and Hummus, Crimson, Yuki, Light Duo, Cloud Eon 14, Dominic Jones, and Darcy Lanfranco. The Epsilon Sage Phoenix. Without you guys, this channel wouldn't stay afloat, so thanks for all the support, and I'll see you guys next time on The Backlog.